me see. Make sure I'm running good. Okay. So, let me see. This is easy.
Oh, these are not very heavy.
There's the light on, I know we're running. Nah, you leave them just like they are. Then we just gonna move this way.
Oh, I see.
Cause you're gonna be doing what you're doing up here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But not sure I have enough space, but I'll manage.
Yeah, you can bring this down a little bit more. Cause I can always come on stage on front where you at. You know, and let me see. So keep these. Because I'm gonna alternate, I'm gonna have one and one playing.
Now, I'm not sure that we're gonna have a table. Can you actually sit up
On the floor?
Yeah.
Sure. Pull them out.
I mean, if there's a table, then that'll be good. But
Right.
if not, then
See, I just pull them out, set them on these mounds, and that's that's all. That's literally it. Take them out, set them on, and make sure they're sitting up even. Give them enough space so I can operate with the melodies in between. That's basically it. This is the easiest setup in the world. Okay, so it's gonna be this one and this one.
never have been using that small ones.
So now do this one, this one. This is a little bit too far apart. Everything.
What harm is it going to see that? You can't let me assume that you once born the goddess They come to sell it, but a hole is innocent. You understand the truth.
Won't be long before the sun rises. Won't be long. The river is wide and deep. Won't be long now. I can see the mountaintop. I can see the mountaintop. Won't be long before the sun rises. what's that you got on that pot there, boy? Beans again? We've been eating beans all up and down this trail. But it won't be long before the sun rises to tell its tale. There's a whale by the well, trying to get water, and he ain't doing so well. There's a whale by the well, trying to get water, and he ain't doing so well. Well, there's a whale down by the well, trying to get water, and he ain't doing so well, well now. Won't y'all help him? He's choking on a piece of plastic that used to carry my beers, and now it haunts my dreams like yesterday's fears. But it won't be long before the sun rises. Why? Because Cookie's cooking them beans again, and it won't be long.
I love it. You should actually do this. Well, like a very end.
Right.
I love it. I love it.
No, listen. See, you were telling me what to do with your movements, and each movement, I was seeing a story played out. And when you got to the point where you started going here, I'm like, oh, okay, the sun's coming up. You get ready to get the hell up out of here. So let me get right on to it then. They need to know. Where's he going? Home. Home is just over that range over there. How we get there? You can't go through the mountain. You got to go over the mountain. The sun almost about to come up. Why? Because Cookie is on the grill again with them beans. That thing about the well though, I came up with that earlier. Getting something to eat right before I got ready to come here. And I was walking through the hallway, going back to my room, having a conversation with some people. We was actually pitching around some show ideas. And I gave them a simple outline, and I told them, you got 2 weeks to come up with the idea, and then you got another 2 weeks to present it to me. And they was like, oh, it's too short. Like, you did it in 3 days one time. And on my way back to the room, just as I was getting midway there, I started hearing the song come to me like, there's a whale down by the well, trying to get some water, and he ain't doing so well. And it just kept going, and I'm like, okay. So then I put it on Instagram because I didn't want to lose it. So I can always go back and like, what was that thing about the whale? Oh, I know. Go to my reels on Instagram and go look it up. I got to record it so I won't forget it, because that's just the way I am. I come up with a billion different things because my mind is always racing at a point. I have to remind myself, kids, slow down. That's not good for you to keep your mind racing like that. Come back down here. That's what this helps me do sometimes.
So I'll tell you just a rough movement of the whole thing, and then you can just go along, or sometimes you can lead me and I'll follow, or vice versa.
Listen to me carefully. You see how we just did that? It was all improvised, but we knew when to lead and when to be led.
Yeah.
I want to keep that same formula.
Right.
Because I want it to be so random that they thought we must have been rehearsing this for fucking years at a time. Yeah. Sometimes the complete randomness makes people think, how long have you two been doing this together? Well, actually, I had been coming to the theater for a while, and he just popped up like, when the student is ready, the teacher popped up. And I'm like, okay, well, here we go. Lesson number 3.
Yeah.
And so it's good because you have great improvisation energy. You can go into it at any time, and the sounds, see, each sound produced lets me know where to play on these bowls. And the way you do it is like, oh, okay, that's more of the throat expressing itself. This is the crown chakra expressing itself. This is the third eye. Y'all gotta be real careful with this one because it can get tricky. Because it can sound like the heart sometimes. And each sound brings me to these instruments. Like when I had this triangle effect that's what let me know the sun's about to come up. When you got to that point, I'm like, okay, I can tell he's gonna get ready to go into it's coming up, we're coming to the end, it's coming to the end. Now, at the end of the show, you'll get the lyric part of it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I love what you did at the end too, so like, I think that we should just improvise, just that way. And then, so what I was doing is that basically, you know that the Hamlet, the basically like just the first part of the Hamlet where Hamlet goes kind of insane because he can't stand the fact that his mother got married to his uncle like 2 months after his father died.
Right.
You're like, what the hell? What is it, justice, right?
Right.
And then, so he's like,
the scorned son.
Yeah, he's just like, he just cannot believe the life and he cannot believe the whole thing and whatever. Right. So he kind of, he's so mad. He's so mad at his mother, and then so he kind of goes like, like he really hate himself, and he also like, he just really hate his mother, and then after that, he goes kind of waka.
Okay.
And it is actually pretend waka in the play, because like, he acts like a mad, crazy, so that's the point. Then after that, I'm gonna do to be or not to be speech, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna do the little the movement part.
Okay.
That's the kind of rough draft, basically.
Okay.
But you don't have to worry about that.
Listen to me carefully.
Mm-hmm.
You are right. We need more people because I want this to be a recurring show thing. Once we get, and let me know if this is an outrageous number.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Let me know if this is an outrageous number.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking 25 to 50 people, all playing different roles. Like I would have, because I have more instruments, as I told you. So I would have some people playing the bowls with me. I will have one person playing the bigger steel tongue drum. I will have another person doing the smaller steel tongue drum. And then I will have another person with the rain stick. And the other some odd people would be doing the improvisation with you. But if we was to do it here, I would like to incorporate a piano, a soft piano in the background to fill in the nature scene. To like just improvise scatting with the piano. Really when I start getting ideas, I start getting overboard with this shit, just being honest with you, because I started thinking if that's the case, then we need to have these two involved, but it's not enough room for that. And I don't want to have them.
Bring a big band.
Right, no, I'm saying like, because I would like to have it done here. Like, and done here in other places too as well. But I would like for this to be the home base for it, like.
Yeah.
Like how the guys came and did the thing last time with the, what was it called? The neo-futurists. They came here and did the show. Were you here for neo-futurists? Oh man, listen. The neo-futurists is.
I know who they are.
Right, you've seen them perform before?
Yeah.
So you get what I'm saying? Listen, so you know, they got their home base where they do it at, like, this is the home base where we do it, and then we take it out on the road to perform at other theater companies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same concept. This is the home, this is where it started, and back there in that beautiful space, we open up on them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a bag of chips, pop open and the crumbs fall everywhere. Now you're digging around, and you go from angry to fun. Like, well, let me turn this into a game so I won't be angry. We're going on for crumbs.
Yeah, I mean that's like my goal too, and then I want the this to grow, and then with a multiple performers, you know, like I said, maybe I told you, like I generally don't like a solo performance, and then just because I want to be more like I want a more interaction with other performers, and also the audience as well. But,
Right. Yeah, I mean, it can grow like that because I figure, here's the thing, I figure like, once we do it there, after the show, we survey people. We catch a bunch of people like, hey, listen, if we were to perform and promote this, would you guys come to Theater Y and see it? It's a free performance, and we're also scouting members to join in to be casted in. All you have to do is just bring your creative mind, you know, and have time availability to do such a thing.
Right.
So
Well, I mean, that's why I actually wanted to do the workshop with this, and then here, and because I was suggesting to Evan, you know, I would do a workshop, and then you know, bring more people, and then you know, do this, and then you know, I sort of
count me in. When the workshop is starting, count me in.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, like, I'm gonna do it anytime, but I want more people.
Right, no, I got you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so the thing about that is, it's promotion. It's promotion, getting the word out about the workshop. I think it would be good because we still got time. I think it would be good that if we were to get together, like how we're doing today, and get together and build a social media around that and start getting it out.
Yeah.
And
Do we, what, I mean, like, even if we use a Facebook or something, I mean, where do we do that? I mean, like a Theater Y?
with theater performers, of course.
Oh, yeah, I know that. It's just that, you know, you want to promote. I want to
Right.
promote.
And it also in turn promotes Theater Y and all of the programs that go on here as well.
Right.
So it's a double plug, and this is a name that people are familiar with. Now we're not saying, okay, we're just gonna ride their coattails per se, but being connected with it does help. So if people see, oh, you have a space to do it, and we know this space, you know, I'd like to come out to see that, you know, and then in turn we're offering people who may have apprehensions about going into the theater world as actors and don't have an outlet. Now you have an outlet. And on top of that, here's the workshop to get you started, you know.
Yeah.
So it's everything, it's a multi-pronged effect. So I was thinking like, okay, all right, we get all the permissions, and then, you know, we post a lot of things to our personal social medias, the Theater Y social media, and then we create a social media specifically designed for the thing you created already. And that's where the workshop will be promoted. You know. So I think it's just a matter of, we have the idea, it's just a matter of doing. and staying consistent with it. Like, okay, all right, let's say, I would say Monday or Tuesday. Like, if Monday's a good day for you, or the whole week next week, we'll just come like, okay, all right, look.
Well, I can't do the whole week next week. I mean, this is something that we probably want to start like after the production, because they're gonna be using
Yes.
yeah, the space, and then I don't think that because I'm involved with the production as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but the you know, I'm really excited. You know, I want to do that, do your idea absolutely, and then I want to promote as much as I can and get more people, and then start doing the workshop, and then you know, do all the improvisation. You know.
Oh yeah, I'm already seeing it being done.
Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's the beautiful part about creative visualization. You sit in the house and you use every sense in your body to already experiencing it happening, and you wake up and it's already season 3 of the thing that's been, you know. I mean, seriously, that's how it works. Because I've gotten back into journaling again, so that's definitely going in. Today's experience, I left it open for today's experience to go in there. So I'm gonna put that in there. And it's a good thing to go over it day 1 and day 2 to time in before I go to bed tonight. I'm reminding myself. So on camera, Shawn, you have to read page 1 and page 2 before you go to bed tonight. You know, you wanna watch your little movies and whatnot, that's cool. Get you in the mood, do your little thingy, your little curl up under the covers and watch a movie. Read the darn diary, the notebook, or whatever you call it, the journaling, read the stuff you write down. So, like I said, man, it feels, because you're working all of the senses when you do that stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I use all my senses. Like, you know, I listen to your stuff, and I'm just constantly get the feeling
Right.
of the audience. Like, you know, like because I'm just like it's funny. Like now, I used to, like when I come on stage, I used to say to myself, like, okay, I'm going to eat them. I'm going to devour the audience.
Right.
And then now I just actually have a different kind of perspective, and then I just want to be with them. Really.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then you know, because I was a little bit nervous like 2 or 3 days ago on the set, and then you know what? The audience will help me. They will help me. And then all of a sudden I felt like there's nothing to worry about. They will help me.
You know what? Rappers do that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
They listen.
They do.
And I know as a rap artist, as a performer, I love doing that. It's like, hey, it's listen, you'll never know how many people forget lyrics to their song, and the audience remind them, and then they get into it, and it makes the show better. And people like, before it hits a person's mind that he may have tripped up on the lyric, or may have forgotten it, or misplaced it, or even improvised the way it's said. You may be saying the lyric, but you improvise the way it's said. And they're like, wow, is this, what version of the song is this? You know, but it's good. One of my favorite performers is a cat named MF Doom, and he does it all the time. You and him do a song, and you like, okay, that's not the way you did it on the recording. Then I had to go back and listen to it, like, he's purposely adding this in for the audience benefit, so that they can get more involved, so they can come more into the world, so they'll realize, wait a minute, I'm looking for him on stage, and he down here sitting with us, chilling, like you just said. I want to be in the audience watching me do this too. So, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the. I mean, I love the performing at the theater. Why? Because they're so involved. But the place we're gonna go,
Yes.
they're different. They're very quiet.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that doesn't mean that they're not gonna be involved in the
You know what?
their senses.
I tell you what, that's when they're quiet like that, it's even better, because the stillness allows for everything to touch you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wait a minute, sensory overload, slow down. You know, you might even have to give a warning. Hey, if you're prone to anxiety, you know, sensory overload, careful, because we're finna take it there. And you know, when they're sitting quiet, it's the best time to get a person. I like it when it's quiet and you can hear a person go, and at the end they all stand up, whoa, yeah! Or they sit and they're sitting and they're very attentive and they ask a lot of questions afterward, like, what was the process? There wasn't one. We just said we're gonna come in here and all of your senses, we're gonna have fun with them individually. You guys paid to come here, or if it's free, you guys agreed to come here, so you gave us permission. All due respect. And I hope you had as much fun as we did, because we sure came here to have fun with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I want it to be one of those moments where people come in and like, it's so quiet. The performance is like, are you hypnotizing these people? Shh, give away our secret.
Yeah, so I mean, just imagine, like, you know, because it's Elgin in the suburbs, so there are
Okay.
a lot of like the white folks.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, I'm sure there are some young people, but I think that mostly white folks, and then you know, I don't know, I think, and then well, then this time, you know, this is the first time they see something like this.
Okay.
You know, so they probably didn't know what to make of it, that kind of thing. But I mean, you know, whatever the reaction is okay. And I mean, you know, your instrument sounds so beautiful. And we go and improvise together, and everything looks like, well, I mean, they didn't know what to make of it, and they don't really understand it, but they feel like, wow.
Right. I've never seen or experienced. That's kind of what I'm hoping happens. Is that they are dumbfounded when it's over with, so that they'll be like, where are these people at? Hey, you, come here. What the hell did you just do to me?
Yeah.
I gave you a hug. You didn't feel it?
Yeah.
You know?
So, and then, just another thing, it's not really warning, but I specifically requested to just use a house lights. No stage light.
That's
So,
cool.
you know, it's like this, you know.
Like them like this?
Yeah, I mean, they're just a house light. And
Right.
because,
Intimacy is one of the best things you can bring to a show. When it's like, see, darkness brings calm to a person. When it's dark like that, that darkness is like, oh, okay, I'm relaxed. It's like, It's kind of like that, I'm in the womb feeling, you know, and you want that, because something like what we're doing definitely demands that. It's exactly how you had it set up. So that's perfect.
yeah, so because, and that way, there's no like separation
Right.
between performers and the audience. We're just all one light, under one light.
There you go.
Yeah, and then so they don't, you know, because when you have a stage light like that, it would totally separate them.
Right.
You know.
This is gonna be off the chain, man. I'm seeing it already. I'm putting it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I specifically requested that, just please do not use, the theater lights, just the
Right.
house light. So that everything's gonna be even, we can see them and they can see us, of course, and then, like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's the way that I want to perform usually. I mean, like, for this, operation,
Right.
In the classical theater, there's tons of light, shooting the stage, and then
Right.
audience side is dark.
Right.
I don't want that.
I'm with you on that. Everything should be at an even tone.
Right.
That's right. Y'all getting that out there? We're gonna do that to y'all. It's gonna feel good to the soul.
So yeah, I'm gonna refocus on the audience and.
Show you this one number.
Yeah.
This cranky old man getting out of bed. No, seriously, because when I first started messing with these like that and experimenting with the different sounds and coming up with different songs and tunes, the first thing I started thinking about, like, what would a person unaware of these energy centers, what would it be like for them getting up out of the bed? A person who's never did intentional breathing exercises, who's suffering from limited mobility, and doesn't have a sleep number bed or anything like that, what would it be like for them getting out of bed? What would that music sound like? And it will be distorted. They say, oh, my bones are creaking and I need to sit with a hot bag behind my back and all of this stuff. You're rubbing on creams that smell like fermented, what do you call it? Fermented mint leaves and shit, Bengay's, that shit stinks. It stinks. Excuse my language, but it stinks to high heaven. It's like, what are you putting that on for? All you have to do, man, is get some good chlorophyll in your body and do some intentional breathing and get some oxygen in there and lubricate your joints. Coffee is good, but lay off for a little while. You're starting to oxidize. You're starting to rust tin, man.
Yeah.
You be running back to the Emerald City talking about, hey, y'all got some oil up here. No, go home, Roger. That type of thing. So I have fun with this stuff. I don't play with it every day, but when I do it, I make sure I get the most out of it, because let's just be honest, pulling all of this stuff out and setting it up in that space that I have, it's like, damn, you got all this stuff sitting out here. Time to put it up. No, I'm gonna turn this
Oh,
up.
so you don't have them out all the time?
No. Oh no. out this camera so you won't see me see it. I'm censoring myself. But when it's time to go to work, I get the job done. But you know.
You are?
Yeah. What? I perfected the art. Listen. You talk about teaching seminars and stuff. Listen, I invented the seminar for that. Me. Every job I ever had, I always figured out a way for me to take 5 to 6 naps minimum on the job. And they won't miss me, and I won't miss a beat. Because I take what most people would say it's not complicated, and I break it down to a half a decimal. Like, most jobs, I'll probably end up doing janitorial work or maintenance or something like that. Mm-hmm. And instead of going around taking each garbage can and emptying them out, no, I just get a big garbage can and go around and collect the trash out of all of these cans and sweep up the area while I'm there and then move on. It's like you see the garbage trucks outside. I do the same thing indoors, whatever job I'm at. Boom, 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 boom. I do this. I make sure all my supervisors see me, and I don't overdo it with the chattering so they won't be like, what are you up to? You don't know. Seriously. But the one thing they'll know is like, he was just here. Never mind, everything's done already. I make sure that whatever is required of me is done to the 15th power. So it won't be, oh man, you overstayed your time, man. You need to get back up and hurry up. They might need you. You may need to go. No, it's never like that. When I come back, they be like, oh man, where you been at? Yeah. So anyway, ain't nothing to do. Yeah, well, I can go back out here then. Because I don't want to be standing around doing nothing. So sometimes I find myself overdoing it. And I have to, let me give it some time. I want to actually pile up on me now. So I can come here and you can see me doing a lot of extensive work. You familiar with Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
So I take all my cues from George Costanza when it comes to work. The man built a bedding unit under his office desk. Okay? That's me. That's me. I'm serious. We sitting here laughing and joking about it. And to everybody who's gonna see this, who I ever work for, know that I love you and that I enjoy working for you and that we had a blast and that my best intentions was to do what the mission statement required me to do. With that being said, yes. Because one job I work for is a company called Irvin Shelley Fresh Picks / EAT Concepts. EAT was education, agriculture, and technology. And there were some old newspaper stand boxes, old iron newspaper stand boxes, and they converted them into street food carts. And I was selling organic wraps, parfaits, all different types of stuff. The kind bars, what's that other stuff? The drinks, the ketos and different ones. What's that major company that sells those?
What kind of
They like the juice drinks, the shakes and stuff. What's the name of that company? But anyway, I was selling those types of products. We even had a candy bar where they had, what was it? I think it was a candy bar. It was one of them. It was like a kind bar with bacon in it or something like that. And one of the meetings that we were at, my supervisor was like, and if anybody wants to know how to get sleep on the job the right way, holler at Mr. Bunch right here. I mean, he said that to everybody in the meeting. I love that job because I was able to, the same character that you see talking to you right now, I was that person. My performance mask, I used to wear that out there. And I would just explode onto people, and they said I had became their eyes and ears to the street because I was in tune with what people like. So I was helping them put out what is the best products to sell, put the fast sellers out front and, you know, the slow movers out back and blend them in, you know. So I was like, whatever technical term you would call it, but it was just me having fun because I had such freedom. And I was like, okay, since I'm rewarded with this type of freedom, I got to go hard for these people because they gave us the schedule and they let us work it the way we needed to work it. So if I needed Monday off, whoever was working my shift, we schedule how we gonna do Monday, we send it to them and it's already approved. Long as y'all approve it with each other, y'all work it out, just let us know. And I'm like, say that again? I can do what? I don't want no days off now. Because I wanted to see who gonna walk up on this thing and talk to me next, you know? And it was fun, and I got to eat a lot of good food too. Oh yeah, listen, we had a bean wrap, a black bean wrap, and a chicken wrap. It had me like this, so y'all gonna have some, I'm telling you, it was, man, listen, I had the time of my life doing that. And even in the daytime, in the morning, I would get there early before my suppliers and everybody came. I would just open up the box, go in there, lay down, and go to sleep. They come knock on the door. All right. While we know what they say, oh man, let me go get some coffee. You want some coffee? You know, stuff like that. It was the best sensory experience there was for me, one of them. Because again, I was free to be this goofy, grown kid that I liked being. And I was able to connect with people past the human level. It was like, okay, all right, wow, that's a nice disguise you got on. When did you get to Earth? You know what I'm saying? It was like I saw the world, I saw everybody individually as a collective, who they were. Working, it was one of them out in front of Marshall Fields, one of them down there on Madison, by Madison Lake and Randolph, where the little cottage area is right up in there. I worked the one over by the train station, the Metro train station. Which one was that? It's the one where you take the train. Okay, it's past Washington and Wells. It's the train station. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's the one over there by Washington and Wells. Okay. It's by the Exchange building, where yeah, right there, the Chicago Exchange building. Mm-hmm. All of those spots were great spots for me, all of them, because I knew some people that frequent in and around all of those areas. From my time of being on the street, and I got to know other people. And the craziest thing, how I got the job, I went to a job preparedness program to teach how to do resumes and stuff like that. I already knew how to do it, but they said at the end of the program, we'll set you up and possibly get you a job. And the instructor who they had scheduled for us couldn't do the class. So one of the curators ended up being the instructor, one of the best people on this planet, because he was like, you either want to do it or you don't want to do it, but don't bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Right. He was no nonsense, but he was laid back, easy going, and he knew all the tricks. He was one of those type of people, you can't pull the wool over his eye. He can see if you just standing there blowing smoke, and he's not gonna let you do that. And even crazier, it was through Streetwise magazine. So they had that type of program going on at Streetwise. So I was in the Streetwise building for a lot of hours a day, getting to know the inner workings of that place and getting to know staff members there. I'm like, this is like, and I used to say to myself, Shawn, you be finding your way into some bum ass experiences. Like, dude, you have lived an interesting amount of lives. And I can honestly say, when I'm done down here on this earth, I leave this motherfucker with no regrets. No regrets. I'm not gonna miss this place because I know everybody going with me.
Right.
Who I'm taking with me? I'm taking a lot of people with me.
Oh,
Fuck that. If your ass was groovy like this down on earth, I wanna see what you gonna be like in the quantum world. Listen, when I'm gone, I had a great time while I was here. Every day is a party with me. You know, because I used to get real depressed.
Oh yeah?
That time. Oh man, listen, I had a real thing with depression when I was younger, and I used to mask it a lot. And one day, I just started closing my eyes for a long time and going inward, just close my eyes. It kicked in on me. Just close your eyes and start crying, man. Let it out. And everything that I ever thought was wrong done to me, it was like, I can hear everybody, I can hear all the people that I'm listening to now, as far as like people who do lectures and stuff, they were talking to me saying, no, you gotta understand, at this time, we're only human. You know, you can't fault a person for not having the proper information. You think that having shoes, clothes, and food is raising you. You think go to school, get an education, don't steal, respect your elders is raising you. Yeah, that's good, not discounting that, but that's part of the programming. And through that, you never got to learn, well, who am I really? And you never got to learn that I don't have to be told to respect my elders. That's innate, it's automatic, you know? And plus, I like being around older people because they say some of the funniest shit in there. Even when they're not trying to give you wisdom, there's always wisdom involved in it. Even when they at their silliest. You're like, look at this silly old motherfucker, man. But you hear something and you be like, what the hell? I'm still in that. I always hung around older people. I hung around people my age, but I always hung around older people. And I'm telling you, that job when I was doing that shit with that car, the reason why it stopped is because one of the contributors, he was a famous person for whatever he did. You know, I'm not discounting the man for whatever, you know. But anyway, he started taking money, man. And I'm like, ah, man. And the people at Fresh Picks, because of the cast of characters that the Eats Concept people had hired, we were all basically in transitional living type of situations. At the time, I was living in the Harold Washington Apartments up north on Argyle and Sheridan. You know. And they knew that we had came through Streetwise, through that job preparedness program. They was looking like, oh, you guys. And you know, it's that distrust. I didn't let that get me down though. I quite frankly, I didn't even pay attention because at this time, I had a lot of all of that stuff figured out anyway. And I really had a good time when they said, okay, all right, there's gonna be some days where you're working out in the field, in the cart, and then there's gonna be some days where you're working into the factory, where you're preparing stuff, and ultimately some of the stuff you're preparing here is gonna ultimately go into the food that you're selling. So, you know, and then you'll get an education on that type of stuff. And I'm like, yeah. And that was one of the first times in this lifetime I tasted some really good organic coffee with some rock crystal sugar. And let me tell you, it still makes me emotional because I'm like, the hell is wrong with you, man? You know, because
It's much better than Starbucks and shit like that.
listen, I'm like, look, guy, can't you find somebody? Because there was one of the contributors, they were leaving for some little thing they had going on at the top. You know how it is, egos get together and one person just wants to be. Put that bird back in the cage, man. We see you, you know, relax. It's going good. You got these people who normally, under any other circumstances, nobody would trust them, but it's running smoothly. Minor little hiccups, you know, but it's so minor that it doesn't even count. It's like, oh, what was that? Oh, I stepped on the pebble. That's it. You know, that's how minor it was. And I'm like, what is this all about, man? But you know how it is. It's people and personalities, and you know, the personality and the ego and all those types of things get in the way, and we tend to miss the fun of life.
Yeah.
Though life is tragic itself, just being down here is tragic itself, if you know what you know. But it's not a doom and gloom story like, oh man, what? No. You're supposed to find the beauty in the hideous. That's what makes this place elevates to a higher state. And boy, howdy was I finding that shit out there. It was an older couple walked up on my stand, and the guy was with his wife. I saw the kid burst out on him. Look honey, they got the way, it's even got bacon in it. It's even got bacon in it. And she looked at him like, come on, you dope. It was so cute to see them white that I'm like, this is life, huh? Listen, only a few experiences I had ever matched that. I promise you that. It was like, wow. When the day was over, even though I wanted to be done to go home, but I didn't want to be done and go home. Like, oh man, I'm gonna leave. Well, there's always tomorrow, you know. And it was a couple of times where I had to be told you can't work every day. You know, because it's like, this is out of sight, man. You know, one time I got there, I came in for the day shift, I was supposed to work the night shift. I got there too early. I started opening up, waiting to set up. Hey, what are you doing here? This is my shift. I'm gonna hang out for a little while, then I'm gonna go back home. Cause in a couple more hours, I'm gonna have to come back down here anyway. It's like, oh man, yeah. But my man said it. He said, if y'all wanna find it, if y'all wanna learn how to get some sleep on the job, and still keep y'all stuff and not get caught, holla at Mr. Bunch right here. Because I'm telling you, my full personality, I let it go on. And I'm like, I started pulling back to myself, like, am I doing too much? And I heard the okay in my head, like, no, you're doing just fine, son. You're doing just fine. Keep going. I'm like, this is great. Why can't everybody have these types of days at work? I hope they are. Gee whiz, you know. And it's not like I was selling like crazy. No, that wasn't it. I was selling product good, but it's just the fact that that type of freedom where all parts of me could be expressed at the same time. And then I met this brother named Cesar Cordova. And he said, oh, you a salesman, huh? And he tapped on my thing and walked by. He said that to me, tapped on my thing and walked by. Went down the street for a little bit. And he said, man, Spirit told me to come back and talk to you. And through him, I ended up doing Amway. And listen, no, that even added to the experience. I'm like, wow, all of these people I got to meet doing it. It wasn't even, quite frankly, in the beginning, I gave a damn about selling Amway. It was about going to this meeting, meeting all these people, going to these different states,
being around these other different people and hearing how they thought and lived life and this and other, and being a part of this type of experience, then I say, okay, all right, now I'll learn the plan, as they call it. You know, then I started paying attention to the zeros on the board and the legs and how to get other people to do this. Man, look, I'm finna go out and make me some friends. If y'all decide to want to do this stuff with me, I like buying products for myself. The stuff that I would normally go to the store and get, dishwashing liquid and stuff like that, and they were great products. They really did what they said they did. They had a concentrated thing of dishwashing liquid. 3 or 4 good pumps of that into a regular dishwashing liquid bottle and fill it up with water, and you can make tons of things of dishwashing liquid like that. That stuff lasted, the laundry detergent, all of that stuff lasted me a whole year because you didn't have to use so much of it. And that was that experience. I'm like, man, listen, if I told people about this type of stuff, they wouldn't even believe. Like, you can't do that. Why not? Why not? And not to mention, a lot of people that I work with, a lot of my supervisors were 420 friendly. Now, I'm not gonna say that was part of the main reason why they were so lax and relaxed, but it does help. It really does help, because let's just face it, at that time, I was smoking like a falling judge.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where's the fire? Over here. You want some? Seriously. And it was just good for me all the way around the board, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because, like I said, you wouldn't know that I was shy. I am. But I'm a people person. And
You're shy and a people person.
yeah, I know it's an oxymoron or whatever you want to call it, but
Oh yeah, I guess there's some people like that. I think my daughter is like that too.
oh yeah, because I get around a crowd of people and be quiet, and then after a while you hear me talking, you be like, "That came out of you?" Yes. Where'd you get that at? Over there, waiter. Excuse me. Yeah, man. It's so, cause I gotta come back down to earth. I'll be up there all day and then talking to you. It'll be 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. They'll be like, "You still down here?" Yeah, okay, well just lock the door. I don't have the keys.
Yeah. So it's the ER.
They just in the back. What old Freddie G. Sanford say? She back there coordinating. So the improvised thing of it it's something that I like doing anyway. Like I said, I want to get more people, like what you said, but I want to get more people in the involvement of it so it can grow, so it'll spark somebody else to say, well, how can I join? I want the question to always be, after they start asking questions about how we came up with this, how can I know somebody who would love to join. How would they join? Yeah. I want that to always be a recurring question. How do I get involved? How do I do this? How do I?
Well, take some, the stuff that I made. If you can actually give it to some people.
Okay.
Yeah, and they want to join, and well, let's do it together. And then the words are so small. I just.
So the workshop advertisement is on the back of here too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not just a show, because I'm doing a show to promote the the works.
Okay.
This so. But anyway, the show you see the.
Can you get more of these printed up?
I have more. How many you want?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot more than this.
Or don't take them, I mean, because.
Well, I don't wanna take too many. It's just that I wanna leave some with a couple of people I know that I can put it in there established.
This is enough, or you want more?
Yeah, this should be enough, because then,
I'm gonna
so
actually,
if they ask me, can I make copies and print this up?
yeah,
That is,
Yeah.
okay,
yeah.
alright.
Any means to promote, I don't care, just fine,
I got you.
yeah.
So, but we really need to, put a good focus on, that social media presence and the page, like just
Yeah,
devote
I
a-
just wanna talk to you more about that, because I don't know, okay, the, social media thing is fine, but the, you know, especially like, well, the Theater Y has a, Facebook page, right?
Instagram,
Instagram, okay, whatever.
Facebook.
Yeah, so, I just wanna know what the,
The dealio. What is the dealio? You're one of a kind, Mars. That's why you get to wear this blazer. That was my favorite part.
so on the day of the performance, I'm gonna come and get you,
Okay.
and then, I'll let you know what time. The hell is this far?
It is.
It's like,
I've been there.
oh yeah? It's not, it's a nice town, actually, it's a nice small town.
It is.
And then, I like the folks here there. You know, I'm actually, trying to, do a workshop this place, and then, it's not going well, because nobody wants to come to the workshop.
Well,
And so we're just discussing how to, entice people, you know?
it's more about targeting the right audience.
Yeah.
So you gotta, when you-
It's not the, you know, it's a suburb of Chicago, so it's not really, I don't know how to, how should I say? Really just to promote.
yeah.
I mean, here, I think that, you know, a lot of people open to, new stuff, I think, and then I would just love that, you know, when I did the first performance here, and then, people got it right away, and then,
Yeah.
started working together, like, I just loved it, oh my goodness, I didn't have to explain anything,
Right.
you know, it just, it just happened, so I just love that spontaneity.
Well, see, you gotta understand something. Now you're dealing with frequencies. So a lot of people were already there with you when you, so they're used to that type of thing.
Right.
So you're in the room with a dance crowd in the multi-genre dance crowd. And there's a blend to that, so that kind of thing comes natural. When you think about it, b-boy, breakdancing and stuff like that, there's always a beatbox element to it. So there's that connection.
Right.
And then when you got improvised, modern dance with ballet, there's that connection to it. So you got all these
Oh yeah, I
different.
mean, do you see a ballet kind of thing here too? Like ballet dancers?
They have it?
They did?
No, that's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
Oh no! Listen, please do. Bring it on. Any kind of rhythmic movement, improvised or planned movement, I'm up for that. Because it's sensory activation and it gets you into a space where,
like you said, you can be one with the performer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, well, I'm not gonna say I don't like, it's not really good to want people to scream over you. You want them to say, wow, we did good together, you know. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, you know, but it's best to have people, like you said, to be involved in it, because when you get them there with you into that space, especially if they're there in the head space with you, it's like, oh man, you know. Because, you know, and then on top of that, you never, ever, ever have to worry about being good. It's always good, it's always on time, and it's always a new experience. See, in my past life when I was doing music, and I used to go on tours, and this is one thing I kept in my memory. Yeah, now as a musician in my past life, I'll say when I was doing rap music, I never performed music off of my albums, because you have that at home. Why are you paying money to hear me do something you have at home that I already recorded? So I will only do it by request. I will say, okay, if you want to hear me do something off the album, fine. But right now, we're doing brand new music you never heard. It's not even recorded. I want you to come hear that, because I want everything to be fresh. I want you to get something new from me. I don't want you to, oh yeah, unless you say, hey, do song such and such and such off of this album, you know, because I don't want to ever seem like I'm promoting music that you already have. You have it already, you bought it already. I did the promotion, the sales projection was great, the actual sales behind that was great, that's cool. Now, when you see me, and I come out on stage, oh man, he came out there and did it. I was expecting, nope, I'm outside the box, bud. I'm doing something totally different. You've never heard this before, and if you decide, hey, if enough people demand that I record it and press it out and sell it, then you'll never hear me perform it again unless you ask me to. But you will always have a string of music that you hear me play when I come to your city or wherever, that's fresh, versus like, oh man, you doing this. Now there's nothing, I don't have anything against people, doing previously recorded music. That's fine or whatever. But me personally, I'd rather, hey look man, here's something new. And I've always had it, well, okay, I'm letting people in on it, you know. Like, hey, so you're not paying money expecting me to do this, and then you show up and like, oh man, I thought you was gonna, I didn't pay for this. You know, I let them know, this is how I'm doing it. And everybody thought I was crazy when I did it, and it didn't catch on right away. You know, a lot of people showed up, but it didn't get good review. And after a while, it caught on with people, and it was like, wait a minute, time out. This guy's getting up here, and a lot of that music, you can tell, they're just freestyling it. And then, you know, some of it is written. Then I tell them, like, okay, before y'all leave up out of here, I'll let y'all in on a little secret. Half of that music y'all heard us do was freestyled and improvised. The other half of it, we wrote it, it's not recorded. And if y'all want me to record it, weigh in on it. Go to my social media and let me know, and I'll record it, press it out, and I'll get it to you. And on my next major production, I throw it in for free. And that was the hitch. So I give you, I'll say, okay, all right. If I'm going to drop my third studio album, the music you heard me do on tour, enough people say, hey man, you should go and record that. Go and record that, so you know, we want our personal copies. Okay, when I go in and do, you know, the scheduled project that I have on, I do that one, add it on, and it comes with it for free. You know, so because I every time I came back down here to this planet,
I always wanted to stay outside the box. I never wanted to blend in. I never wanted anybody to see me coming. It's like, oh no. You think you know what you're gonna get into, but nah, you don't. And that's what made it fun because a lot of people tend to think that you have to be this great dynamic person for people to get it. Stop trying to be great. You can't be no greater than you already are. So show people why they fell in love with you in the first place. And just keep being that way. I'm like your favorite goofy uncle. Everybody can't wait to get to the house. I'm always sneaking and giving the kids candy. If you tell them I gave you that, or if you go around there chewing on their candy around them, you never get it again. And then I go tell, hey look, before y'all gonna find out anyway, don't be mad at them. I gave them a little bit, but they promised to behave, and guess what? If they don't, send them to me. I got it. I'm an excellent disciplinarian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't play that. I'm an excellent disciplinarian.